What's up, guys, and welcome to the first installment of Mastering the Dungeon with your favorite neckbeards from Urban Nerds United. I'm your host, Devin, accompanied, as always, Emma, Korey, and Red. How are we doing today, guys?
Pretty solid.
Really,
Right
really
on.
good, brother.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. It's, like I said, first installment of the Mastering the Dungeon podcast. We are all members of the Acrocia campaign or the Out of the Abyss campaign, respectively. Um, so yeah, we're really just here just to kind of give you guys a little bit more, like we only show games twice a week, and we just figured that a little bit more wouldn't be the bad way to go. So, if there's yeah, for sure. So anything that you guys maybe want to talk about or anything, drop it in chat. Absolutely, we'll bring it up. And yeah, we will kind of just go from there. So with that being said, and with us all being, like I said, either a Croatia or Out of the Abyss members, do we kind of want to talk about what's been going on with the campaigns recently?
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and actually touch in on the Out of the Abyss campaign first. So I personally am not in that. I believe it's just you, right, Emma?
I think so.
So
Um,
do you want to kind of just give us an overview? You know what I mean? Just tell us what's been going
yeah,
on, stuff like that.
absolutely. So I'm actually fairly new to D&D. My um, old game was a game called Quest Age that I played a lot. Super fun. It's a tabletop RPG. Super fun. Great. Very similar to D&D and also very different from D&D, which is good and bad. But so far in the story, we basically were in this like crazy underground slave chamber where we had like we were all shackled and we were in a prison basically, and we were doing chores and we couldn't figure out a way to get back. My character's name is Lyra. There's a bunch of other characters with a bunch of other overcast. And my character was introduced by basically having my fingers bitten off and then thrown into the group with everyone. Because I had to start a little bit late because scheduling and all that. But super fun. We escaped and we're in the Underdark and we are trying to get out. And we just crossed a big river full of spooky little water tentacle things. that was a whole thing. We do have a really cool character that Flea plays. Her name is Dusk, which is really funny. We get that confused a lot because my username for everything is all Dusky, so it was kind of confusing. So I had to go by Emma. I couldn't go by Dusky, which is totally fine. But yeah, super fun campaign. Zach's a badass. He always
Absolutely.
prepares. We've ran into like these crazy mushrooms that like one's more like this like kind of spongy edible, not like an edible, but like it's like a spongy edible mushroom. And then we've had others that like help heal and others that poison. There's just a bunch of different fun, cool, creepy
Yeah,
things.
the water weird that you guys fought. I remember Zach approaching me, being like, "Hey, look at the stat block. What do you think?" I was like, "What the fuck, Zach? Are you like masochizing your players, dude? Like this is fucked up."
Yeah.
And if anybody's aware what a water weird is, if you are fighting one in the ocean, which is generally where you find them, um, they are impossible to see. There are like multiple checks that you have to make, right?
Yeah, you couldn't tell where it was. It was dark. There was no light, and it blended in with the water. So you're just kind of like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" And so most people were magic types, so they could actually take care of it. Flea specifically, the little goblin, uses this really cool nature magic, like for everything, and just like she's crazy, in a good way, like crazy cool. Um, but yeah,
She
she
plays
was
the
like,
druid, right?
is, yeah, I think
Is she
so.
the druid? Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
it
pretty
would
sure
be a
she's the
druid.
Okay.
She definitely feels like she fits the druid, fits the mold really well. Just Flea as a character, but
Oh yeah. No, she's fun.
yeah, absolutely. And I recently, like, I'm pretty sure it was last week. You guys actually, I think Jay, it was his last episode last week, right?
Yes.
What?
Oh yeah, you weren't there, were you? So last
No.
week, so due to
Oh,
scheduling conflicts, Jay's final episode was last week. if you didn't watch it, I would suggest going back and watching it. It was a very good send off. Jay basically became Superman.
It's very
Yeah.
touching.
For those of
It
you that
honestly,
weren't
like-
there, and it was really fun to watch and see what Jay did with just the ability to murderize anything he wants.
Yeah. Zach did a fantastic job. And as much as we wanted to keep Jay in, like it was just I guess it was like Red was saying, it was just too many scheduling issues and he is still gonna be a member of the community for us and everything, and he's still in everything. And he's definitely gonna try to jump back in for some one shots he mentioned.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's a big feels bad because personally, like no favoritism on anybody, but Jay was the personality that Jay brought to that campaign. It was very refreshing, and his dice just fucking hated him. Mother of God, it made me feel just this much better whenever he would just consistently roll fours. It's like, all right, you know what? We're not doing too bad. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that he was able to be sent off as well as what he was, but it is definitely it feels bad that he's gone. But I mean, at the same time, that opens up a lot of it opens up room for other members of the UNU team to kind of hop in. You know what I mean? So I don't really know like what plans may be or anything like that, or who may be jumping into it. But it's just we have a lot of people that I know would like to hop into an Out of the Abyss campaign, and unfortunately, with Jay being gone, it does open up a spot. So I'm kind of excited to see who Zach decides to bring in.
I hate to interrupt, but something happened in my mini fridge just now, live on the podcast.
Was that what that pop was?
You heard the pop?
Oh, I
Yeah.
heard the pop.
Yeah, we heard the pop.
Okay.
I was like, oh,
Oh no.
Okay, so earlier, like right before I got off work, so this was like 7:30, 2 hours ago maybe, I put a Pepsi, born in the Carolinas, in the little mini freezer part at the top of my mini fridge. What you guys heard wasn't it exploding, believe it or not.
oh,
It was it expanding.
yeah.
Oh,
So it did. Oh.
Yeah.
you
And
lucky.
I'm worried that this thing could explode at any moment.
100%.
I'd let it cool down a little bit, but you'll be fine.
Yeah, right. Just diffuse it.
Well, because I left my energy drinks in my in the top part of my fridge where it cools, and I had it set to colder because I put Grace's food in there right after I make it, so that way it cools down a little bit for her. And yeah, like 3 or 4 of my energy drinks did that. That's why this one is in a cup, because it doesn't sit upright.
There's a little treat for the podcast.
That's wild. Glad it wasn't just a popped can
Yeah,
live.
I was
That
like,
would have been
oh.
a little messier.
I know. I just got this fucking thing. I don't want to ruin it with a Coke or a Pepsi that explodes.
Oh my god. Well, and just while we're kind of talking about the OTA and Acrocia, as just a little side note, there will unfortunately not be any episodes this weekend. Unfortunately, our DM has kind of come under the weather, so we will have to miss this week. But can't say exactly what, but definitely tune in normal times tomorrow and Sunday, because there will definitely be something going on. Can't say what it is, but we definitely have some stuff going on, and it's going to be just as off the rails as normal. So
an
definitely
update
check in
for
that.
people: Zach actually got positive with COVID,
Oh goodness.
And
so
it
we
seemed a
might be
pretty
out for
bad
longer
day.
than that. We don't know at the moment, but right now, guaranteed nothing this weekend from the campaign side.
From him, he felt pretty awful. He's a very healthy guy generally, though, so we can expect him to pull through. Just kind of
Oh,
keep him in your
100%.
thoughts, and we will bring you some content in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're not
Those
going
are
to tell you if we've prepared something or if we're riding off the seat of our pants.
What?
Not at all.
I think by you saying
Basically,
that,
everything
you
we
already
do
told
is
them.
riding off the seat of our pants.
It will be very, very good content. I'm excited for what we have in our pockets here.
Absolutely. And I mean, we can kind of touch on that now. Speaking of like the future plans that we have going on, we can touch on the Lord of the Rings campaign that we have coming up soon. I know about it. I'm in it, but I'm pretty sure that Korey knows more about it than I do as far as like the actual layout for how everything's going. Korey and Red probably both know a little bit more about that than me.
I
you
actually
guys
don't know
have any-
anything about it right now. I haven't discussed
Oh,
anything
right.
with Zach. I need to sit down and discuss with him, but I haven't yet.
Gotcha.
There's
I mean,
actually some good blurbs here in the one shot channel. We have a Discord channel, guys,
Yeah.
that we all
They know
uh,
this.
bicker at each other with.
See, we have a
right.
fan join, and we
Which
have an admin.
Yeah,
Red, if
exactly.
you want to go
Yes.
ahead and drop the link for our Discord, that would be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I
But yeah,
don't know
so
where he put the Lord of the Rings stuff, but he did give a little blurb. It's going to be essentially here we are. The last alliance pushes back and pursues Sauron's forces across Middle Earth, edging ever closer to Mordor. The army is currently camped at the Falls of Araros. The party is part of the last alliance, and you all have served together for the last 10 to 15 years, and it will likely be a two-parter, so that's exciting.
And they're
Watch out for them.
long parts.
Yes.
Zach
Yeah,
was
we're
able to
looking
find
like
it
4 hour
before.
plus potentially.
hmm
this is definitely going to be a 4 to 5 hour kind of a deal. So make sure that,
epic.
yeah, it's going to be huge. So, but yeah, I mean, it's cool that he kind of integrated that the party's going to know each other. That's always going to be like the biggest weird, you know what I mean? For like the start of any sort of campaign, whether it be a one shot or two shot, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? But from what I've been able to tell, there's a lot of like individualism with this campaign. Like he went and he did follow a gist and a guide for it, but like Zach does with everything, he definitely put his own spin on things, and I'm super stoked to see what he does to the universe. Like, huge Tolkien nerd in general, but Zach's take on a Tolkien world, it's gonna be sick. Gonna be
If
sick.
you guys haven't experienced what Zach creates yet, it's always crazy cool, like unique. It's always like familiar enough to where you're not lost, but also so new and so interesting that it's intriguing, you know?
And also, for more incentive to tune in, Red has done an excellent job of putting together a producing. Essentially, Red is producing this solo outside of the narrative stuff Zach is doing, as well as Zach's maps. But yeah, it's gonna look.
I'll say they're getting a preview of what it'll look similar to right now.
Awesome.
Because those
So,
were the
yeah.
quickest assets I had pulled up right now. But this is approximately, it's going to be a little bit different because we have more cams and whatever have you. But it's going to be very similar to what you guys are looking at right now as overlay style.
Which is nice. Like it's definitely like fitting of the setting, you know what I mean? But it still gives that like it gives our vibe, you know? But that's what I'm really stoked about is like Zach's creation with Ecrocia and like the little spins that he's done with Out of the Abyss. Giving him an entire universe like this to just kind of, sandbox with it's going to be super dope. I mean, and we kind of touched on the Out of the Abyss campaign a little bit, and unfortunately, maybe spoiled a little bit of news as far as the J event, which I'm serious.
It's
You'll have to go back
public.
and watch it.
It's public. It's
Well, I
not
mean,
spoilers.
to Emma, since she hadn't watched the episode yet and she unfortunately missed. But the Ecrocia campaign, since the three of us are in that, and I don't know, I'm sure you've watched some of it, Emma.
Oh, yeah.
That campaign is 100% Zach's brainchild, and good lord, I mean, I can only speak for myself as far as what he's done with character development and like integration into the backstory, and good god, the man is insane. Like, I don't know what you guys want to talk about as far as your guys' character backstories, because obviously we want to like naturally get to that end of campaign. But just from what we've seen of Zedge, like the integration that he already had a location of the Raven Queen, right? And how that was already part of the lore. And I just so happened to have a character that fit it. It's like it very well lined up with things, right? And I can only imagine what you guys have faced with. Like, I know Marcus is super intricate, and I mean, Seraph is our resident edgelord. So I mean,
I'm
you're
just intertwined
like,
in
pissed
the.
about everything. So
I just what?
I don't know. It just seems like a very it's not only well thought out, but it's something that he personally is putting a lot of like himself into, you know what I mean, to make our characters fun for us.
He's also been building this world since he was like 14.
Yeah, since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that we are able to this easily integrate into something that he's had going for this long. It just shows that not only he can like build on the fly, but it makes sense and it's not just like a railroaded ram shot kind of a deal, you know? So I guess there's not a lot with Marcus. Like he's kind of blipped in and out, like he literally popped out of a sky vagina. Like there's a lot of shit we don't understand about this man fully, yeah? So I guess that's the first thing is let's get a deep dive into Marcus here and what is this man and why does he pop out of sky vaginas?
That's actually an interesting question with the interesting answer as well. Marcus was the product of a failed character. Not so much that Gildrum was a bad character or failed as a character. He was a carryover from a previous campaign we did privately, and it didn't work. There was a lot going on in my life at the time where I just couldn't make a lot of the episodes. I ended up taking a sabbatical so I could straighten some stuff out. And then of course coming back, I needed to narratively have a way where Marcus can come in and out for certain things because at the time it was going to be done on Sunday, which for anyone that doesn't know me, I am a massive football fan and it's just a part of my life. So I was going to have to be phased out of Sundays and brought into Out of the Abyss. That was the initial plan. Then obviously we did the schedule switch. We're now Atrocious on Saturdays, and that just works best for me. So Marcus is now a mainstay. And Zach, just like with everybody else, has just kind of worked one-on-one with me to help build a emotional core for Marcus, and really, really help kind of establish what I wanted to do. And he made me kind of realize that, my character doesn't have to be this grand wizard. He can just be a wizard in this world that has some shit going on in his life that you guys will find out about soon. You probably would have already had it not been for just how the shit has played out, just naturally and organically. But yeah, there's a certain melancholy that I'm trying to add to Marcus that has been a distinct change when he came back and quit his job. Because Marcus was kind of this undeserving of the position, James Bondy type guy. He worked for this company that has to fix timelines. He was given the on the field position when he doesn't deserve it through nepotism, and decided to quit for reasons that will come out narratively. But yeah, it's just kind of cool how you mentioned that he's very intricate, and he was actually slapped together very haphazardly and ended up becoming what he is now.
Got you. And you are a wizard, yeah, like that's the class. So you ended up going like
sorcerer going to a wizard. I'm transitioning now to.
Got you.
He's allowing me to respec as long as I do it slowly and appropriately.
Wonderful. I know that he's huge against multi-classing in this campaign, but
yeah.
So going into wizard, aren't you going into like a Quandrix mage or something? Like you're kind of touching on the like the new subclass, or I guess subclass to wizard that they came out with in Strixhaven?
Yeah, so when I first built the character, I didn't have access to Strixhaven, so I just used it with the UA. So we are using the UA. Zach may not know that, but it's what we've been doing. So, and UA is notoriously OP, but I'm an idiot and don't know how to use a spellcaster properly. So there are plenty of examples of that in our past episodes.
I say we'll see. You'll grow to it, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm getting the hang of it now.
Fireballs like a professional in no time.
Yeah,
exactly. Dude,
killing the entire party.
No, speaking of dumb shit, since I've literally had access to Guiding Bolt since Marcus Day 1. Didn't know it because of where it's positioned on the UA sheet that I use for reference. So, literally one of the most powerful spells based off just what Zach uses, for the enemies. Y'all saw what happened to the skull bats. I could have used that the whole time. Didn't realize it till that fight.
You could have used it on the Mind Flayer creature.
You could have used it on the Mind Flayer. I could have used it on y'all to get myself out of the situation.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
luck.
no, I was gonna flee. I was gonna try to flee. Was the
I'll say
initial
you were gonna
idea.
try to
And
run
then a
away
sword
from
went
us.
through my- yeah,
That
sword
wasn't
went
gonna
through my
happen
sword.
anyways, but
He would have tried.
this is
This
true.
is why it's important to read your spell list and or pick a ranger like me, and you've got 4, and sometimes you just don't care and you shoot your bow.
Right.
Like, and I know that's Emma. You're a ranger, correct? In Out of the
Rogue.
Abyss, a rogue. Got you. I was about to say we kind of have the same shtick of like, why magic when pointy? You know what I mean? Like,
Hey
Exactly.
now.
Literally with the tentacle, everyone was magic, 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 and I was like, can I just stay on the boat, please?
Oh no, Seraph, if he was in that similar situation, he would have just yeeted himself into the water and fought it, kind of like what's his name did.
Or no, he would have yeeted his echo into the water first.
exactly. Here's
This is
my
true.
issue with Sarah. Is my man's is out here. I'm not a spellcaster. You've got a fucking shadow clone that you can just yeet a motherfucker from. And it's like, it's a bonus action. Don't even worry about it, man. It's
Right.
cool. Hey,
Oh,
you
so
free teleport, you free move, you shit out a shadow clone, and then you whack extra times based off your level. Tell me where the hell, Matthew Mercer? I know you're not out there, but you will be one day. What the fuck, my guy?
No,
yeah,
here's
because he's the
thing, though.
creator of this of the Echo Knight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
The
he
thing
is.
is-
He's the cause.
Zach always has a problem with when he brings us in. He brings in character optimizers, people that have an idea for this character and then optimize the shit out of it.
So I had an idea, and I was talking. There was Zach and Wizard were both in the call with me, and Wizard's like, "Oh hey, FYI, there's this thing. That's how I got my armor." And he's like, "Here, focus everything you can into Dex." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm just gonna listen to you." Okay. And
so what you're
out
telling me
pops
is this
Seraph.
is Wizard's fault.
Yes, this is complete.
All
The reason
right,
why
we'll
Seraph
have
is
to-
overpowered is Wizard.
We'll have words with
Wizard
him
is
later.
good.
I was just gonna be a rogue. I was gonna be a stabby sneaky. He's like, you can do the same thing with a fighter and be that much stronger. I'm like, bet.
I think Zedge is well on his way to be the Blinky boy that we had in our private campaign
Let me-
before we started streaming.
Let me just tell you now, like, I don't want to give away too much with Zedge, but I have never in my, 8-ish plus years.
I'm losing you. Hold on, I've lost you.
Eight,
I don't- Hold up. What?
Sorry about that, guys. Technical issues. But like I was saying, so in the 8-9 years that I've been playing D&D, I have not put this much effort and like real thought into a character. It's usually just been, okay, I'm a bard. I've always played a bard. So what kind of bard are we going to play? Because that's usually the go-to. And then he was like, well, we don't have a ranger and there's not a lot of range in general. And I'm like, sure, we'll try it. And then I go and I find Horizon Walker. Y'all, damn. Like,
What book is that from, by the way?
I can tell you momentarily, but I don't know off the top of my head. All I know is I know it's relatively new.
That might be the same one that Echo Knight came out of.
It may have been, but give me a second.
It might be a Matt Mercer creation. We know you're out there. Come see us,
I don't-
please.
And you said it was called Horizon Walker?
Yeah, a Horizon Walker. I don't
Yeah,
believe that it's...
explain this to me a little bit more, because I don't have the context that you do. Like,
Mhm.
Marcus, and honestly, I think that played really well because Marcus didn't have the context that you do either. So, give me a little bit more explanation as to what happened there with the roll that you made at the portal or the gate.
So I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that was whether or not I was gonna jump in it by myself.
So is it like an impulse thing that you have to do? Oh, that's cool.
So basically, without giving too much away about where the story's coming or where the story's going, we can talk about where Zedge came from. So he's effectively a sociopath, like in every facet of the way. Like the man's has been through some shit. Like, I know you guys have your backstories and like there's obviously trauma with your characters, you know what I mean? But like the man has been through a lot, you know what I mean? Put some like real life trauma in that. It was wild trying to make this guy. So he doesn't have social cues because he's literally been by himself fighting for a very specific reason for the past like 5 years in game. He hasn't interacted with people past finding them and dispatching them for the past 5 years. So he really doesn't have a lot of input feedback other than the Raven Queen, Yuki, who only says fuck you, and his own thoughts, right? So when he does things, he literally flips a coin in his head. And if it's heads, he does one thing. If it's tails, he does another.
So is this boy neutral?
When I tell you he is as true neutral as what any character could possibly be. Like,
That's cool. Well done with that.
Yeah, if it works in his favor, even minutely, he will do it. But if he doesn't see any benefit out of, like, true benefit to himself, he'll just leave. To a point where, I mean, you notice, like, there was some tension between Seraph and Zedge when you were trying to hack at the spider, you know what I mean? So we all kind of have our, like, hidden back pocket things, you know what I mean? Y'all, my back pocket thing is some shit.
Well, let's
That's
hope
all I gotta tell you.
that the two stabby boys don't end up in a fight.
I mean, you've sparred with just about everybody.
What now?
Like, go ahead, Korey.
Oh, I mean, he's sparred with just about every member except Tempest.
Yeah, and I mean, if you start fighting Tempest, I feel like the whole group's gonna gang up on you.
Like, I don't know.
Wizard fights actually.
I say,
Con and Hush.
Hold up, I haven't fought Wizard. I haven't fought Con. What the hell is going on? Oh, okay, that was when shit was breaking. Okay, sorry, I saw it flashing on Twitch. So
I also was watching that. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
right.
It gave me a second. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
We broke it again.
No, we're fine. We're good. Seraph hasn't fought, technically. The only person he has fought in party is Marcus.
Oh, that's right. So you guys have just come close to blows.
We've come that close. Like, Marcus is the only one I've actually injured.
No, you hit me.
Injured, motherfucker.
Oh, did I hit you?
Knocked me out.
Yeah,
you put a sword through my throat.
And I jumped in front of a sword going towards a dead guy, and you about cut my head off.
This is true.
Like,
okay, so I have stabbed 2 of the 6 party members at the moment.
Yeah, and the problem is, like, I didn't lead on. I was at actual factual too when you fucking, like, whacked me. A stiff breeze would have knocked my shit out, dude. But,
so I had the dice not rolled in your favor, you would have just fell over.
On that note, I am actually looking at the best character sheet that I've seen from our upcoming campaign, which is the Lord of the Rings campaign. Like, on just the character note. Emma, please give me some insight into Braverman or Bray.
What did you do?
Is there anything specific that you want to know?
Why are you so proficient in? You were the most persuasive and intimidating motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. First of all,
motherfucking right.
Oh,
+4 to charisma.
Oh, jeez, that's almost bad as Seraph's +5 to Dex.
Look at the +8 to both persuasion and intimidation. Yeah.
Bro, that's like almost Hush bad.
Guiding bolt, scales of Anubis for the fighting style. Fucking.
I'm so I made this character because we were fighting the water tentacle, and I was like pissed because I couldn't do anything, and I knew I was gonna miss the next weekend, so I was like, I'm not gonna be able to play this campaign for like 3 weeks because then we have the one shot, and then I was pissed, so I was like, I'm gonna play a character that I can play every time. So I made this character. I had to edit it a little bit for the one shot, but Braverman, super fun dude. He came from a very wealthy family and decided to leave it. And he is basically this like rogue bard, not rogue and as in like a class. Rogue is in like alone. I'm very excited.
I'm just disappointed.
No, listen to this spell, dude. This is just ridiculous. Some of you may be familiar with it, but it's Divine Smile.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
He's letting you pick up Divine Smile, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the best
context,
spell in the
please.
game. I
Context.
swear to
Divine
God.
Smile is 2d8, and every level higher than first, max of 5d8.
What?
It's slaps ass, dude.
Yeah,
That-
dude.
You're just like, hey, bam, damage.
Dead. Like, oh my god. See, I thought I was going off the rails with my character, but now
I
I'm
wrote
not so
through
sure.
every single rule for that. Every single thing that I could read on that character, I read through and was like hand picking shit. And I was talking to Zach. It was like midnight. I was drunk as fuck, and I was talking to Zach, and I was like, "We got this. Let's go."
Yes, that's how the best characters are made. I swear to God. Oh my
Literally. Ugh.
Okay, so I know Seraph is edgelordy, but do you all have any questions about Seraph? Zach and Emma, not Zach, Devin and Emma.
I feel like it's gonna come out naturally in campaign. You know what I mean? Like,
I actually have more questions about Owen. How do you spell it? Owen? Or how do you say it? Is it Owen? Is this you? The Owen Copperheart? Are you in the Lord of the Rings campaign?
I am not, no.
Oh, you are not. So who is this?
What's the username? I can probably tell you just from that.
E-Wheels? Oh, is that Wizard?
That's Wizard.
that's what-
Oh,
Emma is
right,
having
okay.
issues.
yeah, Emma, your cam is
You just-
cutting out. There we go.
Doing
Yeah, you were
that.
having some.
What? Was it like?
You just
Is
tit,
it
It's all good.
I'm
now,
sorry.
though. You're-
I thought that was you because of the E, so never mind. My bad.
You forget Chuck's first name also starts with an E.
That is true. And I had my brain had like pivoted over to the Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry.
So I guess to bring back what you were saying, questions on Seraph. Personally, like, I guess even in and out of campaign, Devin and Zedge, neither one of us know shit about the courts. I don't know fuck all. Like, all I know about them is that y'all are tied to them, and that I should have been, but I said nah, and I dipped out of it. Like, I don't know.
You're an elf, so technically no.
I'm a Shadar Kai.
Is that Fae though?
You're a form
They're-
of drow, right?
It's a wonky, like, Shadar Kai were elves, and then they were high elves, and then they were taken under the Raven Queen, and then they turn into what they are. So, like, I think by technicality, they're only elves.
Yeah, you fall under the elf technicality.
Right. But if you look at where I'm from, it's effectively connected to the Shadowfell. So it's supposedly connected to Winter Court stuff, but he was like, we could do all that. And I'm like, or I could just be oblivious to all that shit and had just been a dude that walks around with a bird.
I think Zach kind of got a hard on for the courts and like wanting to tie as many characters to it after Seraph
Oh, yeah.
became a thing. Because Hush wasn't originally a thing. When
Also, the Fae Courts is a huge plot pusher
and a
it's
huge
so
can of
motivating.
worms.
Yeah.
Emma, we need to get you in the Encrocia campaign. Someone might need to die off.
No
here
more
soon.
people. Unless we lose
Yeah,
someone, no more
About
people,
to
please.
message Zach, like, hey,
Someone
can
needs
I
to
go
die
to
off.
Encrocia? It sounds so fun.
No more people, please. We're already very full. 6 people is a lot.
Yeah, 6-man
I-
campaign.
when-
4 people was a lot for combat. Imagine how many 6 is gonna be.
But he's gonna run it really well. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
whenever he runs, that's one thing I will give Zach amongst other things that he's just really good at as as a DM. His combat is very fluid, and I never find myself just sitting here like, you know what I
When's
mean?
my
Like,
turn gonna come up?
I'll see y'all in 30 minutes. Like I never, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel weird and clunky because he groups his NPCs well together. You know what I mean? So it's like they take a turn or like a couple
Well,
turns.
yeah. I'm glad he
But-
groups his NPCs instead of them being separate.
Absolutely. And I don't know.
I
Just Zach
think-
in general is very good with his DMing strategy. So
Yeah, and I
Well,
think that'll
see,
be
that's one of the
interesting to see how he does that when he has mass amounts of people, like units, and not necessarily units, NPCs. Like kind of with the background we've done with the Lord of the Rings one shot. We already know that you guys are part of an army. You're currently chasing the remnants of what's left of an army, so we're looking at a lot, in theory, a lot of NPCs that you guys are going to be going up against. And I
Right.
think that'll be interesting to see how he groups them together for combat wise, because it's already going to be five. It's going to be a 6-man playthrough, 6 or 7. I don't remember exactly how many, but it's going to be a lot of players. It's going to be a lot of players, and then a lot more NPCs that he's going to have to handle for all that. And that's the biggest issue with combat is, I find at least, is handling. Oh, hey. You got 7 NPCs and 6 players all duking it out. How are you going to handle that turn ratio without making it drag out?
exactly,
That was one of the things when I was trying to build my one shots. And the only time I've ever DM'd was a one shot, was a heist one shot. And I made sure to like minimize the possible encounters so that I didn't get overwhelmed with like a initiative order. But the fact that Zach can like consider a combat event or potential combat event, consider ways for us to avoid combat, and like just deal with Jesse in general, like that.
That's a whole show.
Right. Like, we love you, Jesse, and like we hope you're watching, but Jesus Christ, you are chaotic. Like, there is no way. I've had to consider Jesse being a character and a part of one of my one shots. I don't want to say anything about it because it may be a thing sometime in the near future, but y- having to think about her being in the campaign is overwhelming, because you're like, where she is going to look, how can I fuck this
Oh,
as
yeah.
quickly as
Literally,
possible,
that's her drive.
100%.
but not directly.
She doesn't
It's more
choose
she wants
to,
have
though.
fun. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
how it
Yeah,
happens.
she's not trying to fuck up the campaign. She's trying to fuck with the campaign.
No, not even
Yeah.
that. It's just how she plays. It's very chaotic-esque.
Right.
I
If you're
love
wanting,
It's hard to plan for.
if you're
Yes.
wanting someone that actually fucks up campaigns, that's your boy. And I will tell you, to any of you that want to run a prospected one shot, heavily weigh your cards and if you want me in it, because the Lord of the Rings one was different because Zach gave me rules. If I'm not given rules, I play Slutty Bard to the max and I fuck all the NPCs. And let me tell you what, the first time I get a hold of a barmaid, it ends up being a main character and she's coming with us the whole time.
You are
Dude,
the classic
oh my
bard.
God. Dude, that literally happened last fucking in our private game. The guy that was Gildrum's best friend in game married a bitch, like straight up. I only call her bitch because I don't remember her name. If I remembered her name, I would actually say her name. But that felt disrespectful to that NPC because she was fucking sweet.
It's an NPC, bro.
Yeah,
It
no,
doesn't
dude,
exist.
we actually might meet her very soon. So just keep that in mind. I will let you guys know.
Well, you don't have to be
above
worried
game.
about Seraph doing anything because he has nothing to do with people.
Dude, Devin, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but if you hone in on it, marry her. Like, legit, I will. Like, there's a specific process, and I will give you the breadcrumbs. Okay.
You got
Well, we will be there very, very soon. Like, very, very soon.
Oh
So
God.
Zach's gonna kill me. Oh, he's gonna kill me. But yeah.
So, well, like I was saying, like I had like 8-9 year background with D&D. Literally, I would like to say 7 of those years when I was either a player or a DM that needed to run an NPC, I was literally a College of Eloquence bard every single time. Like, I never skipped a beat. I would change my race, but my class was College of Eloquence bard every single time.
You know where you belong.
Devin is a bard at heart, and I know how to play my boys. I sit there, I pick a mandolin, and I sleep with strangers, and that's just what we do. Like,
Well, let's actually take a moment because I feel like you broke that pattern with the one shot. Let's
yes,
take a moment to talk about Lossus. Say it for me. Is it Lossus or Losis?
Losis.
Losis
So
the Blue
Losis the Blue.
has a ridiculous spell book.
Let me
First
just
off.
okay. Y'all ever have that grandpa, uncle, great grandpa, that one crazy fucker at your family gatherings?
Absolutely.
Always has like a fucking troop around them. You know what I mean? Not because like, oh, we want to go see grandpa or we want to go see. No, it's because he might fall down. Like we gotta have boys there to catch him. You know what I mean? Two, he's probably gonna say something or do something that's gonna cause negative repercussions if there's not someone there to explain it there really fast after.
I just linked you guys the character sheet. Go look at this fucking spell book.
That is Losis the Blue. Losis the Blue is the most. I can't wait for y'all to hear the voice. I can't do it right now because I told Zach I would keep it.
Oh.
I cannot wait until y'all hear this voice for this cranky ass old man.
Can I
So
give you guys a teaser of my accent I've been working on for Arcadius?
one
Send it.
moment. Devin, you just described every single member of my family. We are just a bunch of crazy old people who don't give two shits about anyone.
Yeah, literally. Like Zach was
I'll
and
drink to that.
before yeah, and Korey we'll get to that in just a hot second.
No problem.
Zach literally asked me, he was like, so I see the character that you built. You were sitting there with Korey while you did it. But like, how the hell are you gonna get them to like this old man? Like, how are they because that's the thing. Like I'm pretty sure he made it known that I was gonna come into the campaign a little bit later. You know what I mean? I'm one of the heavier spellcasters, so I'm not gonna be like jammed in right in the front of things, you know what I mean? I'll probably come in a little bit later. Nothing crazy late, but just not like in the initial introductions. But he was literally like, how the hell are you going to convince them that this crotchety old man that just happens to be is supposed to join them? And I'm like, so when you go to your family gatherings, you go to your crazy grandpa to make sure he's cool, right? Same fucking principle, bro. They're going to have to watch me because otherwise I'll just light
Wander
something on
off.
fire and blame it on a grandkid. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Mhm.
Like, we got to have contingency plans. And unfortunately, y'all are Lossus's contingency plan.
I say issue with like at my family gatherings. The crazy grandpa can't blame it on the grandkid because the grandkid's overdoing it somewhere fucking else.
Exactly. So here we are. Like,
You guys go senile at 30.
We go senile when we leave high school.
As soon as you finish, like, you're mature.
We're done with high school. We're already batshit insane.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. I can't wait till I'm old because it just gives you a reason to be fucking wild and crazy.
oh yeah,
But-
I can't wait until I'm 65 just to get away with all the dumb shit that 65-year-olds get away with.
Right.
Um,
Oh yeah.
holy shit! Now I'm looking at the HP for Losis, and I'm now realizing how fucking strong a Braverman is. Jesus,
Yeah.
because Braverman is
Braverman's
like-
gonna be a fucking badass. I pulled every shit that I could pull.
oh my god.
Even Zach
Zach-
was like, what?
What did you do? See,
go
I
look. You
just-
can see if you log into your D&D, you can actually go take a look at the character sheets and whatnot.
Yeah.
We'll take a little peek here in a minute. But yeah, like I love how Zach started this whole thing with, all right, guys, now it's gonna be very limited magic. It's gonna be very low key, Lord of the Rings style, right?
Everyone.
Everybody, like my man's,
Literally.
everyone's just like, wait,
Fuck that. We're
I
doing
understand the magic rules, so I'm just gonna do something else. Like, oh my god, he just should not have allowed magic. He should have just made all of us be base fucking fighters and shit. I'm literally Gravity Gandalf, and that's all I'm gonna say about my boy. We're
Oh, man.
like,
back
He-
to
you
the
even-
rules
he even
of
has
that
this.
deficit, and it wasn't that bad. I
Mhm.
don't recall the details, but it wasn't as bad of a deficit as I thought it would be.
No,
It actually upsets me because I wanted to go with a more fighter type, not a spellcaster, and then I realized, like, oh damn, I actually could have been a decent spellcaster in this, but I'm cool with what I got now.
right. Which I think what he did, it's based off of the schools of magic. So like obviously conjuration, it just can't really happen. You know what I mean? We can't just be out here making shit appear. You know what I mean? We can't do that because that's not very on flavor to the Lord of the Rings world. But depending on the school of magic, and I could be wrong on this, I don't remember what the 3 schools are, but it would require you to use a hit dice to cast the spell. So what I did was just look at all the spells that aren't in those schools of magic and only pick from them. Like,
You just
I
said,
went
fuck
through
what
it,
you
I'm
want to
just
do.
like-
I'm going to go do something else.
Literally, I'm just scrolling through. I'm like, all right, which one of these is invocation? Okay. Oh, okay, fireball. Like, dumb shit, man. Like,
Yeah, no, actually, I remember that now because I was on the phone with you when that happened.
mhm.
Oh
You
my
were-
God, Arcadius actually has some dope ass HP. I have the highest HP I've seen so far.
What level are you guys starting out in
believe-
this?
10.
level 10.
10?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
feck.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Y'all
be
going to be some
fun.
heavy hitters straight out the dang gate.
So check this out.
It
Arcadius
was
is
a
going to
one
be.
shot. I don't expect us to level up
Well,
more than
this is
maybe-
true.
maybe once if they're
Knowing
raised.
Zach, we won't level up once.
Yeah.
Zach is very
That,
stingy
like-
with his levels, though.
Literally, we've
And
done
it's a
so
one shot.
much
It's
shit.
supposed to be overpowered.
Yeah, and I
That's
think that bringing us in at level 10 is kind of the reasoning that, like, let's give them some shit to throw around.
I'll say, let them have fun.
Yeah.
So you guys will have known Arcadius to be a not a recluse, but just he disappears. He didn't go anywhere. He's just next to you in the bushes. You just can't see him. He's essentially Aragorn if Aragorn was raised by wolves and Cockney. So is your progression if a cannibal uses your fork. So that is going to be Arcadius. It's not going to be Arcadius. It's going to be Arcadius.
That sounds like someone from
Fuck
Cork. It sounds like someone from Cork that has their tongue cut off.
Oh my god.
That I mean, it's Cockney.
Yeah, 10 hours of Cockney. I'm not ready.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Once again, that sounds like someone from Cork, Ireland, with their tongue cut off slightly.
But
Isn't it
sometimes
the
I'm
same?
gonna I'm gonna try to make my voice fade away as I'm scurrying into the bushes because I'm a ranger that's like one with the forest. So I will be able to heal people though. That's my big thing.
That's
I'm gonna
big,
be
yeah.
healing and hitting shit with my bow.
You're gonna be long range, like, hey, you motherfucker, can you back up another 30 feet? Give me a bonus, please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Boom.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
I
was
have
looking-
150 feet range with my longbow.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. And I mean, if you pick up sharpshooter, that jumps to 6.
Oh.
Yeah, it increases it by a lot.
Well, it just,
Do I
you,
have-
yeah, you go by, I think it's 600-foot range with a longbow if you have sharpshooter, which is
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah, you just turn into a friggin' sniper.
Yeah, I think my favorite combination that I've seen was someone picked up. They
Your
were
boy
playing a
has
ranger.
sharpshooter.
Bruh.
Well,
You're just gonna be like, hey, Zach, how far away are they? Oh, they're about 300 foot.
Don't matter.
let's
Fucking laser beam.
fucking Legolas over here. That's the. What really worries me about Los's is if I get hit once, boy's fucked.
Yeah, because you
Like-
gotta think you're gonna be facing some. You think our monsters are hardened to Crochet? They're gonna be facing some big boys.
Yeah, this is why I'm just gonna be hiding in the back, throwing out gravity bombs.
Just like stay away, stay away, stay away.
No.
Just dodgeball.
Fuck off. Like, the boy is all disruption all the time. Like, literally went, how do I fuck up the game as much as possible without actually fucking up the game as much as possible?
You know what you do? You play a gravity well barbarian.
Or gravity wizard. They
Yeah.
both do the same thing.
Basically, just barbarians right there. Just come here. All right, you're going way the fuck over there now.
Yep. He wouldn't let me play a time wizard because I guess that's too much for a Lord of the Rings campaign. It's not my fault I want to send some motherfucker back to when he was 5.
So when you talk about like conjuration magic, and it's not fitting in with Lord of the Rings. I had a thought. The Eye of Sauron, wasn't that just him conjuring a giant fucking eyeball in the sky? Basically.
Sauron,
God.
Yeah, but he's a god. So yeah, he can conjure an eye, but us conjuring like a ghost sword, that's not allowed?
Yeah, can't.
We're not gods, dog.
Yeah, we're not gods. We're just people. We're level 10 people.
Level 10 are basically halfway to godhood, though, at that point.
But do you think
I
that
don't know.
it's too meta to actually discuss how our characters would know each other? We've known each other for 10, 15 years. I feel like we should be more familiar.
No.
So, like, Braverman, how would I know you?
That's true, yeah.
Exactly. I think that it would be smart if we met prior and kind of, because especially if we have a background story, we should know it by now, unless we're very standoffish. But even 10, 15 years, I mean, you'd know something about them.
Okay, so here's something. So your Oath of Glory. So you're probably like shit. Let me find your what you call it.
While you're doing that, I will go ahead and let you know, y'all might not actually know Losis. Like,
Right, you might be part of a different division or something.
so
Since you're a heavy-duty spellcaster.
So he kind of so when he was built, he was actually going to be a solo spellcaster for the team. Like he was originally built to only be a debuff and disruption spellcaster for the team because I thought everyone else was going to say fuck spells. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that
when-
didn't happen.
yeah, that didn't happen at all. So what I think he's going to end up doing is having me be a part of the same group that you guys are from. So we may have like seen each other in the past, but when we initially meet up and are actually like starting our adventure together, that's where I don't think I'll be there. I might be off doing Losses things.
Yeah, we
I
might
say-
just be adjacent. Like, oh god damn it, not this old man.
It sounds
Yeah.
like what's his fucking name again?
Losis.
Losis.
Oh,
I almost said Legolas. Losis. It sounds like if you're looking at military, like raw military stuff, it sounds like he's an artillery detachment of a unit, essentially. So he'd be a spellcaster detachment of this unit that everyone is part of.
so, and that's more, I think that is where I'm different. Y'all, and by comparison, are significantly younger than me. So the rest of the party is like not infantile, but y'all are definitely like adolescent by comparison to Losis. So he may be a part of like so you guys are like at this level of barracks, right? Like this is where you're chilling, this is where your team is. He might be up here, but just kind of come and help and fill out because he has higher experience levels. You know what I mean?
That's
Because
not
he's
how
a
the
Lord of
military works, but okay.
This is the Lord of the Rings D&D one shot. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stick as close to the fucking U.S. military as you would like.
Yes, Red's
Um,
like, not here.
But
anyway, but no. So that's
Dope
kind of
shirt, by
I
the way.
think that's what he's kind of going for is effectively the grandpa in the military that should have fucking retired a long time ago, but he's like, nah, I'm still in it, boys. Like that's effectively what Losis is.
Korey, who was
So-
that shirt comment towards?
Devin for the Inuyasha shirt.
Oh yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
dope.
Big children. Thrift store find, cool 250.
Kagome was my first like anime
Free.
crush.
Oh, we're gonna talk anime crushes, man. We're gonna go back to Sailor Moon.
I feel like we're getting derailed here, my friends.
Oh, and honestly, that might be the best segue
Well,
possible for our
yeah,
little 5-minute break.
It is actually about that time to close up this bit of the conversation.
Does anyone have any last minute things to throw in for Lord of the Rings or anything else?
I think we're good.
Be there
Alrighty.
or be square.
That's right.
Or have a good reason to, but like we won't judge you. He might, but anyway.
I
Oh,
will
well.
totally judge you.
I judge.
One?
So, anime titties. Emma, who's your favorites? Let's go.
100% Asuna. You guys know Asuna?
You're gonna have to add some context to every one of these names every one of you is about to say.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
but
Red
Asuna's
as well as the
so
audience that may not be
well-known.
aware.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta think me and the audience who don't know
Okay.
what the hell we're talking about.
Well, Asuna is a character from SAO Sword Art Online, which is essentially these people getting sucked into D&D world, and it's fucking awesome.
Sort
And-
of.
SOA is wonderful.
He starts off as this like super skittish, like I don't know what's happening, to like this badass, and she also happens to be gorgeous, and yeah, it's great. I was
Absolutely.
trying to find my cosplay picture, but I can't find it.
Feels bad.
And what's your number 2?
I like the girl with pink hair from Naruto.
Sakura.
Nice, nice. I was not a fan of Naruto. Still
Me
not.
neither. But I used to play the video game, the fighting one, and I'd always pick her. It's
I've
great.
never
I'm
seen
legitimate.
Naruto.
Oh my god, what's wrong?
It's effeminate ninjas, but they're cool. Like I won't say it's bad. It's just not my thing. Like oh, and Devin, this will make you a little mad. I watched all of Attack on Titan dubbed.
Wrong with you people?
I also prefer Devin.
Every
Wait, did you
word,
watch it
every
dubbed
word
or
was with an
sub?
American accent.
Dubbed.
Every
You said
word.
you watched it dubbed,
Yeah.
but
No, that's not true. I watched most of it dubbed, and then when season 4 released, I had to see it as soon as possible, so I watched the subbed versions.
So like, it's not that I'm mad. I'm just disappointed.
And
Like-
I do see the value there. Like, I do see the difference. There is some legitimate context and emotion that isn't translated the same way as the dubs, especially when you're emotionally invested already. So that is something I would recommend you watch. Red, if you seem like a pretty metal dude, Attack on Titan is a must watch. It is
Absolutely.
so good.
So everyone
Not even on
says,
anime standards, on just story standards. It is so good.
like,
Very
I've already thought about it watching Attack on Titan, but everyone says I'm like super metal. Like when I first started at my job I'm at now, they're like, "Wait a minute, you're listening to country? You seem like a heavy metal kind of guy." I'm like,
still.
I just really
Nah,
think
bro.
Drake's a music
I guess
person.
less of like your musical preference and more of just how you handle yourself as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, you don't give off the I'm gonna go cuddle a puppy and watch some like romantic comedy when I get off work. Like, you're gonna go fucking listen to your wanky ass country and go lift shit and shoot a gun. Like that's Red to a T, yeah?
No, hey,
And,
no,
like,
let's not
God,
call country wanky. Country is
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
you,
I'm
you,
from
you watch your
Cornfield
mouth.
Central. Like, I grew up around all the shit, man. I have every right to call it hanky wanky, all of it.
Depending, are you talking new country, like 2010
Pop.
up, or are you talking 2000 back?
Pop
So
country.
here's the-
Hey, 2020 to 2010 has some good shit.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
will
not.
You had some
I
good
don't
garbage.
really
You
count
had-
that.
I like Rascal Flatts. Wait, we're talking about country on a D&D podcast. Hold on.
To encompass it, I won't shit on all country. Johnny Cash, quality guy. You know what I mean? There are some people out there that will
Willie
get my
Nelson.
respect. Willie Nelson,
Popular
quality
thing.
Will
man.
Nelson, Alan Jackson, Joel
Oh, yeah.
Strait.
But anyway, anime titties. That's what the
Yeah.
people are here for.
That's not what we're here for. We're here for D&D, but okay.
Yeah,
D&D
true.
is basically anime
I
titties.
mean,
It's written anime titties.
Let's talk.
hand in hand, so
Emma, have you ever played a TCG?
No.
You've
It's
never
like-
played any sort of trading card game? Like, I mean,
No.
obviously we may have made Pokemon or whatever, but anything like Magic or Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
I
Where?
have played Magic, but I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
and oh yes, my brother was obsessed with it, and no one would play with him, so I played. But he was just asked so many people, not because no one would play with him.
I personally didn't like anything past the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm sorry.
I think that was me too, and a lot of people too. Like, if you watch the show, like, you didn't necessarily super deep dive into anything past season 1, unfortunately.
But the game was very well designed, and the art
Yes.
was fantastic. So
Used to be, and now it's
I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
said
Anyway,
The
Yeah,
Pokemon art, the VMAX shit. Oh,
my
bro,
goodness.
I want a fat Pikachu so bad.
Yes. Now,
I literally got the Vintage Voltage or Vivid Voltage pack so I could get the VMAX Fat Pikachu. Didn't get it, but it's okay. I got some
it's
good
okay.
cards.
So I'm very confused. Explain why McDonald's would do this. So we went to McDonald's, me and my daughter, got her the kids meal, right?
Mhm.
And so they're like, toy with that. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Forgetting to like say, hey, specifying the under 3 toy, which is what we normally do. So it's like a little plushie. They gave her a 4-pack, like 4 cards in a pack of Pokemon. And I'm like,
Yeah.
the fuck kind of this shit is this for a toy for a kid? This is
There's
cards.
literally,
Toy for
I looked up the
adults, Red.
sets. I looked up the sets. There's like 3 good cards. And what's bullshit is only one of the good cards is holographic. It's a Growlithe. Then they've got a Chinchu, which is awesome art. That's the only reason I love it. And then a Drampa, which has some sick ass like realism art. So it's like not your standard Pokemon art. I don't know how it found its way in there, but it's a beautiful, beautiful card.
And I guess on that same coin, like you were talking about magic and everything like that. And I guess that also ties in because one of the anime crushes, because of the anime titties, will always and forever be Avison. Just to throw that in there because she's goddamn wonderful. Anyway, Magic, as someone who has unfortunately played this stupid game for like 12 years, and I say that with as much love as I can give the stupid game, like, it has some of the prettiest cards ever. Like when they did the D&D set release and they started to bring in and they integrated like Magic into D&D and they had like the Godzilla releases and all of these like bringing in other things into it, you know what I mean? It really just highlighted the talent of the artist that they use for the cards.
Yeah.
And like it's, oh my goodness, like just for example, I think one of the prettiest that I've seen, and it was out of the Godzilla set release. It was
Oh.
the Mothra. The
Mhm.
Mothra box topper is absolutely gorgeous.
They have a physical version of all Magic cards, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I might
Well,
I might
no,
strive
that's
to collect the full Godzilla set because I
um,
love Godzilla and that
yeah,
art is sick. I know the Mothra one. That's that one, and then the Mecha is the only one I'm familiar with, but not Mecha
Mecha
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
It's no Mecha Ghidorah. Um,
Mm,
that one's fucking sick.
yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
yeah, no, I want to collect those actually. Now that you mention it.
It is very fucking expensive. This is
Yeah.
only a very small amount of my collection. Imagine like this box, like 5 more of those full
Yeah.
of cards.
So, if you have physical cards, can you actually translate them to digital? You have to
Nope.
collect both. Oh, that sucks.
So yeah, that's why I'd say around the start of COVID, around there, I stopped playing physical Magic and moved to digital because
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I can continue to put money in both of these because at that time this was the fucking kicker. I worked at a card shop, so literally every week I would be like, oh, here's my paycheck. Now take it back, give me cardboard. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and this was like peak COVID, so they weren't open. So like I was able to work because they weren't open to the public and it was all online stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm over here like financially okay and not really stressing it. My partner's able to work and stuff like that and she's cool. So I'm like, I don't have to care about my money at all. And it just went every week directly to shiny cardboard and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a bit of a problem.
Yes,
So
yes, it always is.
I
we
did that with
moved
the
over.
stock.
Yeah, we moved over to MTGA, and honestly, like, it sucks that I can't play Pioneer and Modern and stuff like that, which is kind of a feels bad, but they're doing a lot of really good things with Arena. I mean, on top of the fact that the game is great, you know what I mean? Like, I've been playing it for 12 years, so obviously there has some sort of longevity to it, you know?
Does it
But
work the same way as the like physical game?
For the most
yeah,
part, yeah.
yeah. The
Sweet.
only difference, really, there are some cards that are digital exclusive, like, I want to say it was the like historic specific sets that came
Mhm.
out because there's within Magic there's a shit ton of different like
Sets of cards.
Sets. Well, yes, sets, but there's a
Yeah.
ton of different formats that you can play. So the game started in 1995, I want to say, and someone could probably correct me on that if I'm wrong. But
Something
the game
like
started
that.
in 95, and we've got cards that came out back then, and they're just fucking bonkers.
Broke it.
You know what I mean? Like, just things that you would never even conceive to be able to do in 2022 Magic. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you
okay.
obviously-
So it's kind of like the way that Hearthstone has done it, where they have
Yeah.
the wild cards, the standard cards,
Yes.
the core cards, and shit like that. Okay.
Right. So just a brief, just on MTG Arena, right? You have standard, which is all the new sets that come out, which is a 3-month rotation.
Can we take a
Um,
moment to appreciate the size of bowl of pasta that Ema is eating right now?
It's in an in and out tray.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I thought that was like just one of your like normal
Yeah.
kitchen bowls, and I'm like,
I was
this
thinking,
woman
like,
is a fucking legend. Oh my god!
That's only an inch from the
Can
fucking
Can you imagine
rim.
cereal out of that thing, man?
Oh God,
That's a whole box of Crafty
dude,
Crunchy
I just
boys.
eat cereal out of like mixing bowls though.
Yeah. Same.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
I live in an attic, and I have a mini fridge in my attic where I explicitly keep 2 gallons of whole milk and 3 boxes of Life cereal stacked promptly on top of it. I am
Whoa.
unfortunately fucking out of Life cereal, and it's a bit of a problem.
Bro, you got to switch over to Honey Bunches of Oats.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nope.
dude, Honey Bunches of Oats is so much better.
That's
The
such a southern
strawberry.
thing to say though.
I've been a cinnamon. I was about to say, God,
Not wrong.
I can smell the
Not wrong.
Appalachia from here.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
But no, been a lifelong cinnamon checks man. Like, no, you can't do it. It's just like these people that are like, oh, I like Ford, I like Chevy. It's like, I like cinnamon fucking checks, and that's what your boy does.
What is your preferred car?
What's cheapest on gas, bro?
Okay, that is valid.
Literally,
Like-
I get
Nowadays,
60
that is valid.
So
You
I
got a
drive a
Prius?
Dodge, but I prefer Chevy. Now, the best
Attaboy.
engine
Wait.
ever made was a Dodge engine.
Oh bullshit!
Wait.
Dodge is just rebuilt Ford.
Pause before I just
Bullshit.
feel the masculinity oozing through the camera. Hang on. Emma, you said your car gets 60 miles to the gallon. Please elaborate.
What?
Yeah, I have a Corolla hybrid.
Oh fuck you!
Oh,
Hybrid bullshit.
Fucking love Toyotas. Yeah,
Yes.
of the Japanese brands, I'll never go like Kia or what's
My
the
wife
other
has
one?
a Kia and I hate it.
Oh, dude, do you
Now
know
I
you
will
can
say-
break into that motherfucker with a USB?
Did you know you can break in like? Yeah, I have to fold myself origami style, shove my body into it, and then I have to have someone pull me out, unfold me just to
I was
stand the fuck back
literally
You're
up.
just
six
thinking, like,
foot.
how does Red get in a Kia?
Yeah,
It's
you're
Red
6'4"
sitting
getting in a
anything.
Kia. This is a you problem, Red.
This is a very painful problem, and I drove
you
it
had
for
to just
several
get-
months.
But
You
yeah,
had to
I
just
had
get
a
what, like lifted trucks and like Jeeps and shit. That's the only thing that you could like comfortably sit in, right?
SUVs generally. Anything
So-
that's not a compact, I can generally fit in for the most part. If it's a compact,
a
yeah, no, my body ain't getting in there ever.
as a mechanic, do you agree that the 2000s were like early 2000s were the worst design outside of maybe late 90s? The early 2000s was an awful design era for vehicles.
I'm not really big design. If I can fix it, I don't care what it looks like, honestly.
I got you.
So
'Cause I was
if you're
gonna
looking at
recommend-
like mechanic side of things, anything like past 1990 is a pain in the ass because it has some type of computer guaranteed in it, and it's going to be you have to have OBD readers to plug in to even talk to the fucking computer,
Yeah.
just to
and
say,
then all
hey,
of the shit
I'm
could go wrong.
fixing you. Please don't break.
You get a fucking check engine light for your tire pressure meter.
Yeah, TPS. Oh my god, those things are so expensive to replace too. They're
Yeah, I
like
worked for
$40
Michelin
a
for-
single per sensor.
Yeah, I worked for Michelin. It was awful. We had a bunch of fucking like the flats. Like we had
God.
those people calling. Oh, they're the worst type of people. Anyways, no, Avalon XL, 04 Avalon XL, one of the greatest Japanese cars ever made. It was like 30, like late 30s miles to the gallon. It had a giant trunk and so much leg space, but it looked like a regular sedan when in reality it was actually longer than a fucking Victoria. What's the Ford
Crown
that
Vics.
like Crown Vic? Yes, longer than fucking Crown Vic. Oh, I
Those
love
things
that
are
car.
boats on the road, bro. Have you ever driven one of those?
hmm
It's literally like driving a boat.
Uh,
Like,
if we ever get to meet up, I'm gonna take you guys to one of my buddies' house who actually worked for the Shelby department, like the Shelby section of Ford when they were doing the.
When they were actually owning Shelby, and Shelby wasn't its own thing.
Yeah, but it was literally he's got fucking articles in New York Times written about how he saved Ford as far as like their racing division. It was fucking wild.
Now, granted, I think the Ford racing
Mark Ray
division
was
is
his
the
name.
only good thing that's come out of the Ford wheelhouse is their racing division.
Are you sure? Because the GT
Mm-mm.
was
GT is not.
bad.
No, Fords
I
are.
love that design.
So you know how quickly parts fall out of favor with Fords? They keep producing parts for vehicles for about 4 years ish, if you're lucky, and then they quit producing parts. You have to go find aftermarket, and aftermarket parts for Ford are worse than the parts that Ford puts on them, which aren't very good to begin with.
Oh God, I had to change a battery for my mom's fucking Explorer. They have the stupidest battery manifolds
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen in my life. It's under so you open the hood, right? Usually it's there like somewhere
It
on like the side.
maybe has a bracket in the corner to keep crush
Right.
perfection.
This thing is under like you have to oh God, you have to go to a Ford place to get it fucking fixed. It's such a pain in the ass. Anyways, back to
Yeah.
TCGs.
Not to say. Anyway, back to anime titties. That's just gonna be
Yeah,
a forever staple to cut back to whatever the hell it was that we were talking
the
about.
important thing.
I think
in
we were
life.
trying to go to MTG and we were gonna blow some shit onto that.
You know what
Yeah.
good mid 2000s Japanese cars brings you? Anime titties. That's what happens.
Honestly, I've seen so many Supras, bro, just cruising down the highway, and they just got wraps of titties on them, and it's like,
I love-
honestly,
Why?
I drive it.
Fuck that.
honestly-
Why?
I would rather
Dude, Supras are
have
great.
a my car
Keep
than
me in
those
1 to 2
balls.
years driving around in a Tesla with a fucking
Like,
either Hinata wrap or like just all of the members of Pain. Like all 9 members of Pain on my fucking Tesla.
this
Keep me in a
idea
year to-
is giving me pain.
That's fine. That's
All right,
A-okay with
guys.
me.
So actually, I do want to do something here. So I think this is going to be random, but someone in our chat right now is about to get a sub to the channel. As long as my phone starts working. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Technology issues. I shouldn't have
Gotta
said.
love it.
Yeah. And anyone that's in the chat right now, for that exact reason, just go ahead and literally type anything because I'm pretty sure it requires some sort of
Interaction.
like,
Oh,
interaction.
kind of.
So that way it helps us know who's not a bot.
So anyone
Yeah.
know? Yeah, it won't automatically go to a bot. They have to have some stuff.
Cool. But yeah, just literally type anything in the chat and we will be able to get that giveaway over to you guys.
Yeah, so he's gonna drop a gifted sub, FYI, so you can get a sub. So you get our founders badge, which, if you could, Zed or Devin, demonstrate. Just type anything in the chat; it'll pop up next to your name.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh my god, I wasn't gonna say anything. Thought that my phone was fucking up and that we maybe didn't have video this whole time, but yeah, it was just my phone fucking up.
I say we just got like 3 more people who. I'm a real person.
We got one person,
no! Which Sabrina? It went to Big Red. Oh
and I didn't even chat anything. So what I was gonna get at is you get the fancy founder badge, which I believe Devin just showed off, and it's just you get a founders, and it says, "Hey, I subbed within the first X amount of time."
Yeah.
And
so
you know
whenever
what?
we're
Which
huge
Sabrina?
and bigger than Critical Role, you can,
You can be like,
launch your
"I was
shit
here when it
into
started."
Look at me
Yeah.
go.
get all that random. I don't even know. Do kids still like say hipster? Is that a word that is like in the English language anymore? I'm 25, but I feel like I'm out of the loop because I live in cornfields.
Dude,
They say
both
that
me and you
things
are out of the
bop.
loop.
Every single
Things
update, every single second. No. Well,
things bop and they
you
slap nowadays,
can't-
bro.
Is bop and slap still a thing?
those glasses.
Emma, is bop and slap still a thing?
No.
Okay.
Can I say hip and be with it?
All right, congratulations, Witch Sabrina. It was random the first time. I didn't realize I could actually pick somebody.
Yes, you
So you are actually now the second gifted sub. Big Red, you don't count. So we're gonna say you're number one. Congratulations, Witch Sabrina. You are now a part of the UNU family officially. So thank
Yeah.
you.
So fancy thing. You get a fancy emote now that you can drop into chat. It is our Unu girl.
Yeah, let's
actually,
go.
What I would like to kind of poke a little bit, and it's actually super sick that Witch Sabrina was the one that got that. Witch Sabrina is actually my partner and the one that made our emote. So she actually is the
Oh,
one. She is actually the one that designed and made our emote. I helped a little, but
let's
yeah.
go. That's
So yeah,
dope.
that's super sick.
Um,
Hell
wow.
yeah.
I do actually, guys. Do you guys want to? We're about 5 minutes till what would be the close.
Yeah.
Are you guys down to go a little bit longer, just for shits and giggles?
Well,
Because I'm
honestly,
enjoying
we
it.
can just kind of shit and giggle as we want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Because,
because we're doing. I feel like we're rolling pretty well. We got 6 people. Let's go. How are you guys
You
doing?
had 9 when
We're
we're
at
like,
6. I'm only showing 4, bub.
I'm got 6 as
I'm
well.
seeing
But either
6.
way, I mean, it gives us more time to plug ourselves individually. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Okay, yeah.
I know that we each have things that we're working on kind of independently.
If you want
So it gives us
to,
a little bit of time to
actually,
poke that in.
you're sorted, so you can, both you and Korey can plug things, links. Sorry, you both can drop links because you have swords. Normal people can't drop links.
Well, it gives us time to kind of touch on a couple things because I know that Corey's been kind of brewing something in the background, and it's not necessarily fully UNU related, but it's definitely some pretty cool news that he's got brewing for his own personal thing. I don't know how much of
Yeah.
that you kind of wanna leak
Um,
into the world yet, but
yeah, I won't go much into story just because I haven't protected it yet.
Right.
As soon as I'm working on a screenplay. Hopefully, if you guys are on the ground floor here with us, then you will maybe one day see us produce a movie. So that's kind of cool. This one specifically is mine, and it's just kind of my intro into Hollywood. But I officially today submitted for Screencraft's virtual pitch competition. I hope.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited. If I make it as a semifinalist, I will do a 2-minute video pitch. And if I make it as a finalist, I will do a live video meeting with, I think, they don't tell you exactly who it is every year, but over the last few years, there has been the woman responsible for producing Stranger Things. And for the 3 of you that kind of are familiar with my story, you would see how that is pretty significant. As well as for our channel, because that really put D&D on the map in a big way that I don't think a lot of people
Right.
anticipated. In many ways, kind of indirectly led to UNU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside of all the work that Zach has put in and all the rest of the team. But yeah, we're working on screenplay. We've got a table read set. As things progress, depending on whether or not I actually sell the script or if I keep it in-house, you guys may get some BTS content, the actual production of a movie. But not even that, we have some awesome shit coming in the next 2 months. Things we can't announce yet, but
It's
things that are going
cool.
to be, oh, Yeah.
All we can say is that the months of September and October are going to be fucking killer.
and
That is-
December and
And
November.
December, yeah. To be
Yeah.
completely frank, I am probably the
Basically,
newest.
the rest of the year is going to be pretty badass.
I'll say
Yeah.
rest of the year we're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff lined up for you guys that should be really fun.
Yeah.
And things have been stressful and hectic this week, but it's all right.
Things are
Things
going to be
have finally
stressful and
settled.
hectic for the next couple months.
A lot of sickness going around. One of our people has
I've
COVID,
already
and
mentioned it.
Lord.
another one of my contacts for a specific thing we're doing in the future has laryngitis, and he might tune in at some point to check out our stuff. So thoughts are with you, buddy. He's also traveling, so that sucks for him.
Oh Lord.
But
God, that's awful.
yeah, but he's a real good dude, and he will pull through, and we will be speaking to him very soon. Did you guys want to go into what we have in up our sleeves for tomorrow?
I suppose.
Is there something
Yeah.
specific already planned?
Yes.
I
We've been
the
he's got an
admin team
admin
has made something up.
Yeah,
Okay.
So you're getting a sneak peek that no one outside of admin knows about at the moment.
So we kind of touched on it a little bit when we hit on the MTG thing and just kind of tying all that in. And I think that's something that we're going to regularly have on the channel. Like we said, this weekend is a little shoddy just because our DM is out sick, so we're not going to have any of the regularly scheduled Out of the Abyss and Acrocia games. But tomorrow at the same time as the Acrocia game would go live, myself and Korey, and I believe Red as well will be there.
I'll be there.
We are all three going to jam some ranked Magic the Gathering.
Maybe
So I'll
even do some some
maybe
attacks.
even some
or duels.
Some like maybe duels, yeah. Maybe we'll
Emma, you're welcome to join us.
Yeah, absolutely welcome to
as
join.
well as any other cast members that check this out between now and then. You guys are welcome.
sure.
We'll probably put something in the Discord, so don't worry about it.
I didn't say I haven't seen anything about it, and I was like, wait, I don't want to be included.
Like I said, you're getting a sneak peek, Emma, that no one else outside of our development team knows about.
Right.
Look at me. I think I used to be admin. I don't know.
Oh no, you are pretty. You're the closest to being admin without actually being admin because you're technically producer of the podcast. So,
Oh, well, that's
so
cool.
you will get information that others don't. Like with the thing we're doing in October, you have a little bit of info about. Literally, no other cast member has that info, so it has been very tight-lipped.
But yeah, that's what we've got going on for tomorrow. I'm not really sure what's going on for Sunday time frame. That's not even like a sneak peek deal. That's literally just me not being aware of what the hell's going on.
We don't have anything actually running for Sunday.
Lexi might be doing something.
Okay.
We've talked somewhat, not anything crazy, but we actually haven't met yet. But we've talked a bit, so I think we'll be good. But you guys can also come. It's basically like a free for all RPG. It's basically just improv.
Oh, killer, absolutely. Well then, yeah, we'll all have to definitely jump into that. So Sunday.
I will
definitely be super
unfortunately
fun.
not be available, so I hope
I
you guys
think
enjoy
last
that.
time Korey and I improv'd, I smeared a sandwich all over him.
Yeah, no. And I
Oh,
broke
boy.
into a child's house. I don't.
Yeah, I know. I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
I'm PB&J.
I hate that wasn't
Oh,
streamed. Actually, no, I don't
goodness.
hate that wasn't streamed. Sometimes we do improv sessions in the fan Discord. So if you guys want to hang out and come take a look, we do those occasionally. We've only done one officially, but I think Zach does want to do more, and I know Emma wants to do more. So
I can do them every day. If anyone ever wants to do improv, hit me up. I'll call you right then, unless I'm working. Even if I'm working, I might do a little something.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link to our fan Discord as well.
Already on it, bub.
Oh, fine.
Swiggity, swiggity.
You fast with them fingers, my guy.
check us out on Twitter as well. God, Red, this layout is lovely.
Really, really good.
Lovely.
Just wait to see
really
what
like
happens
it.
when it actually comes to proper showtime.
Yeah, no, I've seen some glimpses of it. Zach was showing the other week.
But
So I'm
while
very,
we
very excited.
shameless plug our links in the chat, tomorrow will basically be I've managed to make it to Mythic, 92% on Mythic, so it'll be just a high Mythic grind for tomorrow. So anyone that's interested in that, definitely pop in. And then Sunday will be the full improv for just as many of the cast members as we can. So definitely a fun weekend coming up. Is there anything else you guys wanted to touch up on? Because we are about at that time, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yes.
just last thing, would we mind at the ass end of tomorrow night playing some Hearthstone? That is actually something
Absolutely.
I'll
I
say
am
we can
pretty
just make it
versed.
a TGG, a trading card game night.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. We'll just
And if you
plan
guys
it a little
enjoy it,
earlier.
please let us know. We want to know the input of what you guys and we want to bring in more people. So if you guys like it, let us know. We will continue to make that content.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely something that we're all interested in doing. So it would not break our arms to continue to play TCG games. So yeah.
All right,
Well,
and
guys,
with that, I think we will see you all next time. Join us tomorrow for MTG, maybe some Hearthstone, and always some shenanigans. So
for sure.
we'll see you guys next time.
Later.